Welcome to the special transmission on the federal budget for the fiscal year 2021. Today we have been doing this special transmission. Right now I've been joined by my co-host Manahil. How are you, Manahil?
I'm good, Sana. How are you?
Good, thank you. And of course, we've also been joined in the studio with Mr. Farooq Patafi. We were here earlier as well at 9, and Raza Khan, our special correspondent. Thank you, Raza, once again for joining us today. Because of the impact that these challenges have, the entire scenario can be completely different. Raza, like Farooq was saying earlier, that we have the locust infestation and the agriculture sector is going to be affected by it, of course. We've seen that that was the only sector that had a positive growth, but the fact that we have such a huge threat in place is something that can largely impact it, and perhaps we weren't really prepared to deal with that. The budget allocates 10 billion rupees for locust infestation in the future as well. How do you see the fact that these allocations would actually result or manifest into something which we can see in terms of a tangible change? Because really what we need is actions and policies and strategies. How do you see that in the future? That will this budget be able to manifest itself to achieve the targets that it states?
Actually, Sana, you've got to realize that National Disaster Management Agency, NDMA, is on a war footing right now. I think whatever they can do, they are badly overstretched. They are fighting with corona repercussions on one side, and then this locust, problem that started as well, after the last month or so. But the thing is that you've got to give them credit that keeping in view the poor investment in these things over the years, and I think to this extent the current government and its ministers and even the Prime Minister is very right in blaming the previous governments, who ruled for 30-40 years, and what they did for our health sector, absolutely nothing. They were wasting money on these huge trains, which have still not been functional. If you look at the cost, it has cost over 200 billion rupees for one Orange Line train in Lahore. I mean, just imagine how many number of hospitals could have been built, and and now we would have been needing them. They would have been in use for us right now. I would like to make a point here, Sana. I think it was probably President Kennedy who said that ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. I think we have got to ask our business people, the rich people, in the industry, what are they contributing? They were asked to register, they were asked to have the CNIC copies of the customers who were buying products worth 50,000 rupees, and they refused. They went on strike. This retail sector. I mean, they're earning billions of rupees from the people of Pakistan, and they're paying peanuts to the state of Pakistan. The same goes with the elite of our country. The richer people need to pay more. This is a crisis time, and in this hour of crisis, they must sacrifice for the others.
Let me bring it
Sana, before you proceed, I would like to respond to Ariba and Rana Ehsan Saab as well. The thing is that 1,200 billion rupees were distributed cash, to the poor people of Pakistan. When in the history of Pakistan has that happened? I mean, that was directly related to the corona relief, and this government, whether you like it or not, must get credit for that. That Prime Minister Imran Khan, that he decided that these 12,000 rupees must be given to the poor people, and those long queues of people and old ladies receiving that, that made a difference. And Mr. Rana Ehsan pointed out that PMLN government spent on health. I mean, I fail to understand it on ground. I'm from Lahore. 1991 is the year that the last major government hospital, Jinnah Hospital, was built there. And we saw all those horrifying scenes that women were giving birth on the floors of Jinnah Hospital because of lack of space. And this 200+ billion rupees being wasted on Orange Train, which is still not run, could have been used to build the hospitals all across Punjab, which didn't happen.
Sure, perhaps we should go. Raza, you wanted to add something?
Just on a final note, I tell you honestly, Sana, we are going nowhere as a country unless we made the filthy rich to pay more. We need to follow the model of the Scandinavian countries where they have progressive taxation. The more rich you get, the more higher the rate of taxation, and this is how we're going to get the money. We have one of the poorest tax to GDP ratios, and it is going nowhere. It is a time of crisis post COVID-19, but I think the rich have to sacrifice more rather than the middle class or the poor classes. Their back is already broken.
All right.